right, today I'm going to be talking about two clowns who were worth $10 million and they frittered it away. They just threw their money away on a bunch of garbage.
I thought crystals are worth a lot. Can't you sell them for a lot of money if you're a big shot?
Crystals? You're talking about, hey, look at the camera. I also have upgraded my camera setup to be 5K. I did this for you, so you better hit the like button and subscribe.
And there's no microphone except for the internal microphone.
That doesn't matter. So let's talk about Spencer Pratt and Heidi Montag, two big dopes on the show called The Hills. It was a great show. I actually must admit I did watch the show back in the day, and you're not in the picture. And what was interesting about the show was it just showed real life, kind of, well, an attempt at real life in Southern California, glamorous lifestyles and a lot of petty relationships and a lot of frivolous things, but they were making some good money. I think $150,000 an episode, probably more than I'm making on these videos. Remember, smash the like button. But anyway, so what was happening on the show was they're making pretty good money. So then they thought, you know what, we're worth $10 million. Why don't we live like, you know, Tom Cruise? I mean, he spends a lot of money, and I think that's what celebrities do. You spend a lot of money, you just buy a lot of expensive crap, and then that's how it works, because the money is coming in. So eventually what happens, their reality show comes to a crashing end and it gets canceled. I mean, that's the worst outcome you can hope that can happen.
Did it really get canceled, or did they just have a
well, they just stopped renewing it. I'm sure they would have, think about it, these are nobodies. I'm sure they would have loved to keep on going for another 10 years if they could. But that didn't happen.
Well, why did they blow their money? One of them, or they both thought that there was an asteroid coming and the world was going to end.
Oh yeah,
so they had to spend all of it, because why not?
Yeah,
then the world didn't end, and then they didn't have any money left.
Yeah, apparently one of them did come to the conclusion that that the world was ending, and that as a result they didn't have to really save for money, save for anything anymore.
Well, they're only worth $300,000.
They blew $10 million. Can you believe that? $10 million. That's an insane amount of money. And that shows you one thing. They could have actually lived an extremely glamorous lifestyle, invested in some pretty boring investments, like just dividend, a whole bunch of ETFs, dividend ETFs. They probably would have been making what, if it was making 3%.
Or if they bought QQQ, they would be probably in the 100 million range or more.
There's Danny always promoting. Well, actually, you know what? There is a way. Here's how you probably should invest your money if you're in their position that had $10 million. What you do is you put a majority of it in dividend paying things, so that way you have the dividend checks and you have the money no matter what, especially in companies that increase the dividends like O or Stag. But then you can have a portion of the money in QQQ, which will help increase the value of the portfolio over time. Isn't that what you would do?
I like to manage the money.
He likes to put a whole. He doesn't like safe investments, so this wouldn't really apply to him. At least he doesn't really like to spend the money. But
right now I like to buy TQQ and SQQ depending on what the market
I know,
is
but
doing.
let's say you're these two dopey celebrities who don't really know all that much about investing.
Yeah, you just put it in some boring stuff like the S&P 500.
S&P 500 or some higher yield dividends ones, I think, if you're, because
or
you
one
want
that Graham talks about. You just have the Fidelity one. It has
yeah, zero expenses.
No fees almost.
Yeah, zero expenses are an interesting choice. But I personally think that because here's the thing, if you don't want to ever touch the principal, then you do need one that pays a dividend, and you get the dividend check and you only spend that. That way you don't have to sell any of the stock that way. You know what I mean? That's one strategy I think that is very, very effective. I also think that it's an awakening call. A lot of people, when you make an extremely high income, like a reality TV star or a YouTuber, as an example, you have to really assume that that is never going to continue, because yeah, you got lucky, and just like lottery winners, that only happens once. It doesn't really happen twice, or definitely not 3 times. Especially for people in entertainment, that it's really rare, extremely rare, for people to stay on top for the long run. That just really doesn't happen. Think about how many celebrities are really honestly making even $1 million a year making movies. That's like a sliver. Most actors and actresses, even models, are so poor that they are working literally Well, they were working as waiters. They can't do that anymore. I don't know exactly what they're doing today. But I think what would be amazing is if they had the money invested, not only would they probably have the 10 million, they probably would be worth 20 million today, maybe even 25 million. And maybe, ironically, if they had that much money, it would have actually allowed, especially that Spencer, because he thought that he's a big deal. He could have, like I say, been somewhat of a producer, because if you have 20 million, you could spend some of that money on making movies, or having some say over how a movie is made, or maybe putting yourself into a movie. What do you think about that?
I don't think he would be a very good producer, because
It's kind of incompetent.
He needs his wife to help manage the money. He doesn't. He just blows a lot of money.
Oh, he just wants to blow it.
I think he would just go overboard with the expenses.
I was reading that today. I was a little bit surprised. I'm not into celebrity gossip, but since it's about money, I think I was quite fascinated. Apparently, she is the one who likes to save the money. He's the one that likes to blow it. That's kind of unusual. I think.
That's the takeaway from the show.
The takeaway is listen to your woman if she likes to save the money, because
So
maybe she has a reason.
Relationship for him, because he doesn't know how to stay with the money.
Yeah,
although I guess it didn't work very well in the past.
Well, she obviously had no control over stopping the spending. I think that most people actually, the reason why most people are actually broke, and it's actually, people are always surprised by someone who's rich. They're kind of surprised that you could actually save money, or come up with the idea of, hey, I don't have to buy that GoPro 9. I could keep my old, never mind, even I'm a big spender on some things. But yeah, if you save the money, it's going to be a lot more tomorrow. And sadly, if you spend all of it, now they're kind of living, they're almost broke. I mean, I think they're worth 300,000. So I mean, that's not broke, but it's nothing like what they were used to, or assumed that they were going to be living. They thought they were going to be living the high life, and that obviously is not going to happen anytime soon because of their poor choices. Do you make poor choices? Most people do make poor choices. I mean, do you know a lot of people who spend like that?
No.
You don't actually. We don't actually know anybody who spends like that, actually, to be honest.
We don't know that many real rich people.
No, I mean just average people who end up spending all of their money, even if they're not rich, and they are like $50,000 in debt or something like that.
I think 10 years ago that was kind of common to actually spend a lot of money like that.
Yeah, lately actually, the more people I meet, most of them do seem to be into saving most of their money, actually. Maybe it's just because
in the past, actually none of the YouTubers could have been that famous making money about talking about finance
or being cheap. Yeah, being cheap was not a big thing.
It's a bigger thing than it was.
It does seem as though people were not that interested in saving money, or you definitely wouldn't get people's attention about 20-cent coffee or something like that. No, that was definitely not a thing back in the old days, just because people thought, no, that's not cool. It's cool to spend all of my money on a bunch of junk. Well, I guess that's it. Do you have any parting thoughts for the subscribers today?
Just make sure you watch this video in 5K.
Oh yeah. Now you have to ignore everything I just said and buy the Apple 5K monitor. Now I'm not getting any affiliate link, but if you really want to see this the right way, you now have to either go to an Apple store, and if you don't live next to an Apple store, you have to buy a 5K monitor immediately and demand to watch this the right way, because otherwise you're just cutting yourself short.
Or you can go to an Apple store and then watch this video, and they're...
No, but most people don't live next to an Apple store.
But you can still go to his channel.
You still can go to my channel.
Watch it in 5K at the store.
Yes. And it's going to be an exciting thing, because you can tell all of your friends that you saved money by watching this the right way, even though it's very expensive right now to buy a 5K monitor, and you were able to see the wisdom in the quality it's intended to be. So that's it for today. I look forward to hearing what you think, and leave a comment below, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think about 5K and saving your money. And don't be a dopey celebrity. You could be smarter than a lot of these people, so-called Hollywood stars. See you later.
Okay, anyways, Michael ran out of battery, so we're using the iPhone. And here is the card. It's cool with the jellyfish.
Oh, that's cool.
Gene Keckler. Oh wow, sounds like someone, hi Daniel, it's Michael. Here is my contact info. My mom painted the jellyfish on the card. It seemed appropriate since you are on the Pacific coast. Jellies are a nuisance sometimes around here. Write or call about anything. Best, Michael. Well, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Very, very cool. Thank you.
Thank
That's
you, Michael. This is a really
appreciate
cool
it.
card. Very custom. I never saw one like
wow.
that.
That was pretty cool. That's awesome.
I didn't realize that they are a
Wow,
nuisance. Or,
someone actually did that for us. Wow.
yeah. Very cool.
Very
Thank you,
cool.
Michael.
Thank you.